All right, so this is going to be my Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3 prediction. Now, I've given a lot of thought into this fight. Given I got all my predictions right last weekend with the boxing. Doesn't always work out that way, but nobody gets them all right. If I got them all right, I'd be a motherfucking millionaire. Now, anyways, well, before I get into Conor and Dustin, I want to get into the co-main, which is Stephen Thompson and Gilbert Burns, right? So I'm going to go through, I had to write this shit down because this is one I actually couldn't remember off the top of my head. So Stephen Thompson, this is the number 4th and the number 2 ranked welterweights in the UFC. So two guys in the top 5. The number 1 contender still Colby Covington. Because I don't know why. He got his jaw broken, beat up an old Woodley, just like everybody else, and he hasn't done shit since. Because he's a fucking piece of shit, and he's going to get his fucking face broken again whenever Usman decides to. So, yes, Usman's going to break Colby's jaw again. I said that, right? Remember, I said that in this video. What's it called? And Leon Edwards is the number 3. So you got Stephen Thompson. Here's the tail of the tape. Stephen Thompson, 6'0", 6 foot flat. He has a 75-inch reach. His record 16-4, with 7 of those wins coming by knockout. 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. 8 of those wins coming by way of decision, and 1 by way of submission. Gilbert Burns' record reads 19-4. He has 6 wins coming by way of knockout, 8 by way of submission, and 5 by decision. So the tail of the tape can kind of give you a rough answer of where I'm going with this fight. Favors Thompson on the feet, favors Gilbert Burns on the ground. Me personally, I think Stephen Thompson's, and I don't want to hear about how Stephen Thompson's old, because Gilbert Burns is 34 too, so it's not like he's some fucking spring chicken either. They're both in their mid to late 30s. So, but again, bro, this is one of them fights. I think that it's almost night and day, bro. Like, if it stays standing up, Stephen Thompson wins. If it goes to the ground, Gilbert Burns wins. Okay. So I think Stephen Thompson's takedown defense is going to be key in this fight. Now, in my personal opinion, I think Gilbert Burns is a little chinny. Now, I know he got knocked out by the champ, so did Masvidal, but he got slept by Dan Hooker, who's a fucking contender in the weight class below, okay? Stephen Thompson was a 58-0 kickboxer. I know what you're going to say. Well, he got slept by Anthony Pettis. He got slept by my homeboy in Milwaukee. Yeah, but that was more like a bad night off. And as Stephen Thompson's 4 losses in the draw, I thought he beat Woodley the one time. The fight that was a draw, I thought he won. Okay? Then that was a prime Woodley, not the fucking shell of a fighter you're getting right now. And Stephen Thompson's got a win over Jorge Masvidal. He's got a knockout win over Robert Whittaker, who's the number 1 contender in the weight class above, not to mention, back in the day, for those of y'all who remember that. He's got a win over Vincent Luque. He's got a win over fucking Johnny Hendricks, when Johnny Hendricks was still Johnny Hendricks. Gilbert Burns, he beat an old Woodley. That's it. Yeah, I forget. There's one other decent one he had. It's escaping me right now. But, bro, my personal opinion, I think this is a bad matchup. I have nothing against Dorino Burns. I like Gilbert. All right? I do. I think he's a fun fighter to watch. But in my personal opinion, I think Stephen Thompson's going to be able to keep it on the feet. And that obviously favors him. And I think that Stephen Thompson's just a bad matchup for Dorino. All right? I think that, if he can't stop the takedowns, then we're having a different conversation, but I think he will be able to. And I think Stephen Thompson's going to be able to keep it on the feet. So I don't know if they're going to make this a 3-round. I believe it's going to be a 3-rounder, even though it's the co-main to McGregor Poirier. I think it's going to be a 3-rounder, but so with that being said, I'm going to take Stephen Thompson on points. If I think he might be able to get Burns out of there, maybe. But just to play it safe, I'll stay Stephen Thompson on decision. Okay. And then Kamaru Usman will have another opponent. It'll be between him and Leon after he breaks Colby's fucking jaw again. Because me personally, I want to see Jorge and Leon Edwards. But that's just me. But so I got Stephen Thompson. Either if it's a 3-rounder decision, if it's a 3-rounder decision, maybe a late TKO. If it's a 5-rounder, he's gonna knock Dorino Burns the fuck out. So I got Stephen Thompson for the co-main. As far as the main event goes, listen, man, this is a hard fight to call, bro. Conor and Poirier. They've both knocked each other the fuck out. It's the rubber match. Nobody knows. Nobody knows who's gonna win this. Nobody knows who's gonna win this fight. I don't care how many fights you've had. I don't care. Because a lot of the pro fighters be getting their picks wrong, too. So, I don't give a fuck how many fights you've had, how many fights you've called, how many fights of theirs you've watched. It's still, at the end of the day, a 50-50 and a coin toss. Conor and Poirier 3, right? Between their 2 fights, it's went less than 3 rounds. Both of their fights put together has went less than 3 rounds. I was just reading an article earlier that Khabib gave his 2 cents, and he's been in there with both of them guys. Choked them both the fuck out. Poirier actually made a fight of it. Rocked Khabib, almost choked Khabib out where Conor just got fucking destroyed. Khabib basically said this. Look, Poirier's got to survive the first round. He survives the first round, he wins. And that was the same shit that I told you guys on my old channel going into the second fight. If Poirier can survive the early onslaught, he wins. Because everybody was saying going into that second fight in January, oh, it's going to be another 1-round fucking blowout and yada, 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 including that fat cunt MMA guru. All you do is, it's going to be another blowout just like the first one wasn't. Johnny Boy was sitting here telling you, no, this is a different man you're fighting. This is a guy who's fought Max Holloway twice and beaten him twice, beaten Gaethje, beaten Eddie Alvarez, beaten Dan Hooker. Since he had that loss he had to Conor way back in the day. I picked Conor to win the second fight, but I told everybody it's a 50-50. It's not going to be a blowout like the first one. And this same thing applies. I don't want to hear about how Conor McGregor can adjust. We heard all that shit in the build-up to the second fight. I'm back. I'm going to breeze through him. It's going to be a smooth one for... No. No. And to be honest with you, I think Poirier's kind of like Lomachenko with Nakatani, how I was talking about last weekend. Poirier has that extra added incentive to win, because he's never been a champion. He's got to be one of the best fighters in UFC to never win a belt. I swear to Christ. His resume is fucking insane. Okay? Conor, Hooker, Eddie Alvarez, Gaethje, it's ridiculous, that guy's resume, right? But he's still got the hunger, bro. Because he's been interim champion and all that shit, but he still wants that fucking real title, bro. And I think Poirier's got the added incentive, the extra little bit of fire under his ass to give him that extra little bit of a push. Whereas if Conor loses this one, man, but in the same breath, watch this. On the same breath, on the flip side of that, Conor has a little bit of extra incentive to win the trilogy, right? And to prove he's still a force in the division. Because if he loses 2 in a row to Poirier, he's done. He's on that elite level. He might get another Nate fight or some shit, but Nate's not elite either. But he's done. At that top level, he's done. If he loses to Poirier, he's done. So Conor's got that extra incentive not to fuck this one up. But it's a hard fight to pick, man. Like I say, both guys have knocked each other the fuck out. It's a coin flip. It doesn't matter. You can listen to Chael Sonnen's breakdown, my breakdown, and 6 other niggas' breakdowns, bro. Nobody knows what's going to happen, bro. And I'm sure all them, Bisping and all them, and Chael Sonnen and all them dudes would agree with me. It's a hard one to pick, dude. If there's one thing for certain, it won't go the distance. So if you were to make I would say that would be a safe bet for the fight not to go the distance, because the first two didn't go the distance. The first two barely made it out of the first round, you understand? So, it is a hard fight. You can't fault anybody for getting this pick wrong. Or give credit for getting it right either. Both for my money, bro, I got Dustin. I got Dustin Poirier, buddy. I think he's still hungry where Conor is not. I think Conor's at the end of his rope, bro, and I think this is going to be the final nail in the... Conor might still fight, but I think this is going to be the final nail in the fucking coffin to where him at that top, like top 3 guys in the division level, them days is over. And I think everybody's going to realize that on July the 10th. So I got Stephen Thompson knocking Durinho out. I got Poirier knocking Conor out. These are tough fights to pick. Okay, it's 2 top 5 welterweights and 2 top 5 lightweights in the main. Hard fights to pick. It's, we'll see what happens, man. And I'm rooting for Dustin. He's one of my favorites. So maybe I'm a little biased in that regard, but I think Poirier's going to clock his ass out again. Because I think he's still got the hunger where Conor doesn't. He's got that little bit of extra incentive. That again, bro, just like when we were talking with Lomachenko Nakatani, bro, that little bit of extra incentive, that little motivation to where you're still not quite to be where you want to be in life or in your sport or in your career or whatever it may be, that can go a far way. That extra little bit of fire that you got in your burning in your belly, that extra little, and I think Poirier still got that where Conor doesn't. Okay? So I got Dustin Poirier by knockout. I got Stephen Thompson either getting him out of there late or if it's a 3-rounder, maybe on points. That being said, this has been my UFC 264 prediction. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. God bless you and stay smooth. Enjoy the summer, people. Be gracious, be humble. Enjoy your blessings. Salute.